What's going on, you guys? We're back. I can't believe it. You said it couldn't be done. My mom said I was washed up, but it's okay. We're here, baby. It's your mom's favorite cookie maker. It's Doug. We're back with Doug Talks, guys. It's a new podcast we're doing talking about superhero sports, movies, and everything else with fantastic guests. And today, man, I got one for the books, guys. Up-and-coming legend. He's done incredible things. He's been at the Irvine. He has an incredible podcast called Barely Serious. My man, let me tell you, Galyn Nash, it's such a pleasure to have you on, man. Welcome to Doug Talks.
Thanks, man. Pleasure to be here, bro. Where do you live?
I live in Arkansas.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible, bro. I'm not originally from here. I'm originally from Southern Texas. Like my mom and her entire side of the family is all from Mexico. And so, yeah.
You look white as fuck, bro.
I swear, I just had a conversation with someone yesterday about that. So my dad's Italian and Irish. My entire mom's side of the family is like a wider side of the spectrum. But my grandma got her green card in 2011, bro. She's an old school like Mexican. Like everyone thought she had like ashes and like a little urn on her necklace, but it was so she can do bumps.
Who'd she have to bang to get that green card?
I couldn't even tell you, bro. But whoever it is, thank you for letting my abuelita in here. I appreciate you. So Galyn Nash, you are a fantastic comedian. I love your bits. I just love what you do, man. You're just trying to be yourself in a terrible world. You're trying to make things barely serious. You know what I mean? So just tell them who you are, man. Tell us a little about you.
It's such a open-ended, but I was originally born in Florida, lived there for 3 years, never met my biological dad, and then my mom moved us across the country to Southern California, where we bounced around like a bunch of family members' houses all over SoCal. And then, I claim Fountain Valley, which is in Orange County, California. I lived there until 2021? Yeah, until 2021. Moved here to Austin, Texas in June, and I've just been grinding out here now.
Hell yeah. How do you like it out there?
It's sick, dude. Like, it's actually like whenever someone asks me like what Austin's like, it literally is just like Orange County, fucked LA with a river.
I can respect that. Someone that's from Texas, hearing someone from the West Coast say it like that, I respect it. Like, what made you want to start comedy? Like, when did you start? Were you just like a kid, like just telling jokes to everyone? Were you a class clown? Give me the story.
Oh yeah, dude. I actually just reconnected with my 6th grade science teacher, who in front of the whole class, she said that I was either going to be homeless or famous, and there's no in between. And I never forgot that, bro. And so I hit her up. And like her and I didn't get along back then, bro. She gave me, it was 83 or 84 detentions in 1 year. I reconnected and I was just like, remember when you said this? I'm like, I'm working hard to make sure that you're at least half right. She was like actually super nice. She was super young back in the time. She was like, oh man, like, dude, those times were crazy. She's like, I'm super proud of you, like, blah, blah, blah. I went to this weird middle school. It's called Moyola. It's not even there anymore. It's like an apartment complex now.
Yo, been there. I got you. I understand. I feel that.
I liked high school, bro. Like, a lot of people like didn't like it. Like, my buddy, he's like a lawyer and stuff, and he never talks about Fountain Valley High School. But I was like, bro, that shit made me, man. Like,
I swear to God,
just so funny.
I found what worked and what didn't work. You know, like, I'm a misfit. That's the whole concept of myself and the group of people that I surround myself. We're the unlikely heroes, the people that everyone was like, you're going to be in jail. You're going to be in jail, or you're going to be something. People are going to be watching you on TV, or you're going to be in jail. You know what I mean?
Or they're going to be watching you on TV, but it's the show Cops.
Right, exactly. They're going to be like, oh, Dakota Dugan's finally been sentenced to, like,
intervention or something.
Yeah. I 100% understand. Yeah, this one time we were playing a game in class one day, and we had a substitute teacher, which any kid or anybody that's watching this, you already know there's a moment in your head where you remember like having a substitute teacher and breaking her. My buddy's in class with me, and he looked exactly like our football coach. 100%. Like, I'm talking, when you looked at him and looked at our coach, you were like it scared people to the point where other coaches from other teams have done this in real life, went and shook his hand thinking he was our coach. This girl came in one day, and we told her, like, oh yeah, the coach's son finally moved to school, and it's him. And we didn't tell him, right? So she's just going off, talking to this kid, telling him, oh, you're his son, da da da. And so he doesn't know what's going on. And finally he gets up. He just doesn't know how to use his words correctly. Like when he gets angry, So he'll say it backwards, but he's not dyslexic. He'll just get too fast. Like, so he looked and said, "Shit your pants, I can't." And she was like, "What?" And he just kept saying that over and over and over. And so she just started fucking crying. And so she ran to the fucking the coach. And he was like, "Your son's having a seizure. Your son's having a seizure." And he's like, "I don't have a son." And so she runs back and she was like, "Who is this kid?" Like, she's panicking that there's some random guy in our class. Like, the cops get involved. Like, it's a whole fucking thing. And she stopped teaching that day.
Really?
Like, she left. It was bad. Oh my goodness.
So there was this rival team, right? It was this rival school, Edison, and the big thing with the school is the bell game for football. Both schools would cover the entire school in like posters. So like our ASB program would like make these posters for like weeks. Then, you know, they would go do the game, and it was always like the day before Halloween, or like this year. So this was my junior year. It was on Halloween. Me and my two buddies, we went to the school while the game was going on, and we tore down all the posters, and then we left, right? And then it became like a huge deal on Twitter, and I put the video of it on Snapchat, like a couple videos of us like tearing them down on Snapchat, right? And like, you gotta understand, like at this time, so I ran cross country track, and then all the stuff that I would do by the time senior year ran around, everybody in the school knew me. So when I did this and it went out, it started going like crazy on Twitter because everybody thought that kids from Edison had came over and like vandalized the school, and then it got like leaked out that it was me, and it became like this huge thing, bro. It was crazy. Like, I wasn't getting like death threats or nothing, but people were sending me like, "You better not come to school tomorrow, punk."
I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah. And I was like, really? Like, over posters? Like, who cares? And so I came to school the next day in a shirt that said I did it.
Yes.
It was hilarious.
What meant more to you, being on on the website for Orange Coast, or meeting Rob Schneider?
Those are two totally random things. You deep dove on the Instagram, bro.
Of course I did.
I'd say the website. Like, have you ever heard the quote? It might have been Vincent van Gogh, where he like made this painting, and this guy offered him like $50 for the painting, and he was like, "No, that's gonna cost like that's a 10 grand painting." And the guy was like, "You're out of your fucking mind. It only took you 20 minutes. He's like, "No, it didn't take 20 minutes. It took me my entire life." And I was just like, fuck, dude.
Yes.
Like, all the skills that we acquire, everything. So while that one painting physically took 20 minutes, it's all the skills that he acquired throughout his entire life, and all the practice he's gotten, all the experience that led to that painting. So he said, it didn't take me 20 minutes. It took my whole life. I mean, I don't live by it, but like that quote is one of my favorite quotes. That one time being on the website, it was like an accumulation of the years of training that I'd put in and the years of work that I put in. Those are two totally random different things, but yeah, Rob was cool, bro.
So guys, his podcast, Barely Serious, over 100 episodes.
We're almost at 140 episodes. I started it in December 2018, so we just passed the 3-year anniversary, right? That's the math. Yeah, 3 years. It's crazy, man. I've had crazy guests on from like Trevor, Wallace, Mark Norman. Like,
who's been your favorite guest for this? Because I've been a huge fan of Trevor Wallace since like when he started doing like Vine in the very beginning, and then when that fell off.
Oh, really? Oh, dude, we're friends. I didn't meet him until like a week before that episode came out. And I met him outside of comedy, and then now we've just done a bunch of shows together. It was actually really funny because I met him when I was on a Tinder date. We went to downtown Huntington Beach. It was called Gallagher's. That bar just closed down, but they had been doing comedy there since the 80s, bro. Every Thursday, and I would do that show like 2 times a month. This one time I just wasn't. Yeah, it was one of the off weeks. And so we like pre-gamed at this bar, and I realized, I was like, oh, fuck, it's Thursday. I was like, let's go see who's over there and like buy a couple drinks and support the venue. So like, it was mainly one of those things where like, if I went there, like everybody would recognize me and like dap me up and shit. And I was like, that's going to look cool for this girl.
Exactly. You know? 100%.
We walk in the door, right? And Trevor's on stage. I've never seen any of his videos, have zero clue who he is, bro. And this was like 2019. So he was already like pretty famous. Dude, this girl like grabs my arm and she's like, holy shit, like that's Trevor Wallace. And I was like, what? And I was like, who the fuck is that? And she was like, dude, like I was just watching his videos when you picked me up. And I was like, oh, word? And so like we go and we sit down, like I say what's up to everybody. We sit down, I watch the rest of his set, and then I was drunk as fuck, bro. And I was just like, I told her, I was like, watch this. and he was just over at the bar, and I just walked up to him and started just networking and talking to him. Because at this time I produced a show like up in LA, and that's where he lives. And so I was like, yo, like, let me get you on the show, like, blah blah blah. So I got his number, I brought it back, and I just like fucking showed her the contact, and I was like, what's up? And then we left, and then we fucked, and then him and I just did a bunch of shows together. And like, it's funny, if you listen to that podcast, like, I was having like in the beginning some technical difficulties, and it was back. That episode was like way early, bro. It was like episode 28. Yeah, it was episode 28 of the podcast, and now there's 140. There's like way in the beginning, so my equipment is trashed, and so like you could hear people in the back, like background noise. Like, it was terrible. And so like to me, that episode's like embarrassing, because it's like, fuck, dude, like, I wish that the quality was better. I wish that I was a better host, because I was just starting hosting it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So I owe him pussy or something, because he got me laid that night.
Oh, some extra avocado at Chipotle on a burrito or something,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
So, roast battle. I would love to hear a little bit about this.
Yeah.
Don't, hey, I'm here, dog. Like the whole Spotify Wrapped shit.
Oh yeah.
So my top like 2 were comedians.
For podcasting.
Yeah, no, for their stand-up. Like, I was like that. I'd be that bored at
damn.
work, and just their stand-ups would be on like Spotify or something. Like, that's how much I enjoy comedy. Like, I remember watching.
Who were they?
Oh, it was Dan Soder and Andrew Schultz. Yeah, I was livid, because I was like, I'm a huge comedy fan, stand-up special, the whole thing. Like, I remember watching Def Jam. My mom's old school and Mexican as fuck, so they would have like Spanish Def Jam, like written in Spanish. Like, and I remember watching Bernie Mac go up there.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
He's like, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. And I remember just being like, this is the greatest thing. Like, I grew up in the projects. Like, my grandma's house was right here, and behind her was like the crack house, like the crack shit, like old school, like Wu-Tang, like dope shit like that. So that's right. Mine. I took my girl to meet my family down there this summer recently, and the second we got out, she looked around and she was like, this looks like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And I was like, yeah. She was like, this is like hood as fuck. And I was like, yeah. So to see all those comedians, that's all that I wanted to do, was just make people laugh in any type of terms. And so roast battle is something that you only certain people get to do, because not every comedian can say a joke at someone like that. So I want to know, what jokes could you not say? Did you have any in the chamber that you were like, ooh, I don't think I should say this?
No, roast battle is one of those where it's like anything flies as long as it's funny.
Yeah.
But so I've done roast battle 3 times, like, and I'm 0-3. They were all super close. They all went to a crowd vote. My buddy, like, it's weird, because I went against people that I would consider like equals or greater. And so I was like, I want to go against people that are actually fucking funny, because what people forget is that it's actually a show. Like, it's a sold out show at the Comedy Store in fucking Hollywood.
Damn right.
And so people pay money to be there. And so sometimes you see people like go up there, and like, if they lose, they get mad, or like they get offended by something that's said. And it's like, bro, people paid money to be there. You're giving them a show. It's not an actual competition. And so the first battle I did was against Anthony Davis, the comedian, and he's like a mentor, like an older brother to me. Like, when I first started, he's the first dude that took me on the road, first dude to help me get paid. Like, I love this dude. And so like we went against each other, and this dude, he's ranked. Like, in roast battle, they have rankings. He's ranked, bro. And this is my first time, so
you're going against a vet.
Balboa. Yeah,
going against a seasoned ranked little peppery vet. I respect it.
But he's good at like deflecting and like making it to where the joke that you say, even if it kills, like what his little response will make it as if he said all of it.
Yes, exactly.
Evil, bro. It's evil. And my first joke, I opened the whole thing. I went first. My first joke, he's this big old fat dude, and he's married to an Asian chick. Oh shit. I was like,
Anthony married an Asian. He figured the best way to make his dick look bigger is to get a wife that can't see it anyway. He's not wrong, though. That's a lot better. And to give her a green card.
That was the first joke, bro, and it killed. And then he said something along the lines of like, yeah, no shit, that's why do you think I married her? And bro, it like everyone loved. Was like, yeah. I lost on one joke because I went through his Facebook, and I ended up going too far on this one. Oh man, I've never told this, because I tried to forget about it, but I already started, so I'll fucking it's funny, but like, keep in mind that this was roast battle.
Yeah.
So it's not like this isn't my personal views. So I went on his Facebook and I went like 10 years back, and he had posted saying that he hadn't like seen a black guy in a while or something like that. And so my joke that I closed on, and it literally, when I say silence, I mean like silence, bro. Like this joke bombed. Hard. And so I said,
Anthony posted that he hasn't seen an afro in a long time. No, it didn't. It was 3 years ago on Facebook. Oh, okay. That's right. Anthony posted that he hasn't seen an afro in a long time. The last time he saw an afro was in his front yard hanging from a tree. Yeah, like someone's in bed like, racism! That's right. That's right. Jesus Christ, okay. That got dark as shit.
because he's from the South.
Yeah,
he's like
yeah.
super Southern. And I was like, bro, I thought it was killer, bro. Like when I wrote it, I was like, man, this could destroy. Silence. Dead silence. And then his last joke, he was like, man, Galyn, you look like the prettiest guy in a gangbang. And it killed.
So I did a rap battle, right? And I can deem myself a really good lyricist. I remember going in, and I remember my buddy was like, hey, I had this Dankwoods. And I was like, okay, bet. And it was like a backwoods with like covered in keef and then, or wax and then keef around it, like in a backwood. And I was like, oh, let's go dome this. And I went in there, man. And I was like, ooh, I'm about to freestyle this whole thing. You ever like, you couldn't look away. Like it was bad. Like, I remember I said something along the lines. He says he's a trap lord, but he doesn't want this lifestyle. I got some homies back home that can hit you in the head one time, make you talking funny, like Young Thug in Lifestyle. And no one got it. And I looked around mid-rap like, Lifestyle, Young Thug, like, and I kind of just froze, and I was like, oh, this is not gonna go well, like at all. And I just stood there for like another 2 rounds, and I did some shit, and he fucking roasted the fuck out of me. Like it was over. Oh my god, I just stood there with the hair all over my body. I was just cringe, just like I couldn't get out of a bad dream. It was my worst fucking nightmare. So if you could suck your own dick, would you? And would you tell anyone that you could?
Well, I have sucked my own dick, and yes, people know about it.
Then let me tell you, man, you're living every man's dream, and the Lord blesses you. What's the craziest thing a girl has ever done to you during sex?
Well, I was hooking up with this girl. It was a chuckle fuck, actually. A chuckle fuck is like when you like bang a girl after a show.
Yeah.
And I'd just gotten back, dude. This was Gallagher's, bro. That show that I was telling you about where I met Trevor.
Yeah.
So this is one of the nights that I went up, and I had just gotten back from doing like this tour in Oregon, and I gotten back like that day. Didn't even go home yet because I had to go to do this show. I go to the show, and so all my dirty clothes, bro. There's a half-eaten pizza and a pizza box in my back seat, like crazy stuff, right? This girl is fucking fire, bro. We go. She's like, "What are you doing after this?" And I was like, oh, man, like, going and getting drinks with you, all this shit, you know? It's like, we go to this other bar, we start drinking, and she was like, you're fucking hilarious, you're super cute, like, let's get out of here. And so, like, and then as we're walking, like, to where I parked, I realized that, like, oh, shit, like, all my stuff's in my car, bro. I also didn't have any condoms because I had used them all in Oregon.
On the road, yeah.
And so I was like, fuck, like, I don't have shit right now. And so, like, I was like, whatever, like, I'll just wing it, right? And so we get to my car. So I was like, I have all this stuff back there. She's like, that's hot. I was like, what? She's like, that's fucking hot. Like, you're working, like, that's hot. And so she's like, let's fuck on the stuff. And I was like, all right, say less. So I'm hooking up with this girl on all my dirty clothes, I swear to God, on a half-eaten box of Lamppost pizza. Then I remember that I didn't have any condoms, so I was like, fuck. And so there's a 7-Eleven on this corner, and anyone that's from Huntington Beach that listens to this knows this 7-Eleven. And so I went in there in my boxers, bro, like just in my boxers. I walked in there just in my underwear, and it was cold as shit, bro, dude. This was like January. And so I walked in there, I was freezing, bro, and I bought condoms, and the guy was like staring at me, and I told him, I was like, you know what it is. And I just bought them, and then I went back to the car, and she took one of my belts that was like in the car, and she's like, I want to tie you up. And I was like, I don't know if that's like a good idea. She's like, I'm really good at giving head. And I was like, all right, I guess. And so she like tied me up by the neck to the handle in my back seat, right? And I'm like choking, dude. I was like, fuck. But she was right, dude. She was really good at giving head. I literally like had to have like this mental decision in my head to be like I better come or I'm gonna end up passing away.
Yeah.
So I was like, I ended up just untying myself. So I was like, I can't do this. I was like, I felt like I was gonna like snap my neck or something. And then we just went back to my house and hooked up because I was like banging on a half-eaten box of pizza.
As you can tell, celebrities and athletes have been hitting these boxing matches hard as fuck. If you were asked to be in a celebrity boxing match, who do you think you could honestly beat the shit out of?
Probably Charlie D'Amelio. I feel like I'd have a shot.
Got him. Listen here, you dinosaur nugget eating bitch.
Actually, I would probably I don't know shit about their family. I just know that they're like super annoying and like came out of nowhere or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, you know how many people would watch that?
Oh, bruh. Fuck yeah.
More people would watch my random ass fighting Charlie D'Amelio than they would watch Logan Paul fighting fucking
anyone.
Mike Tyson. Yeah, more people would watch me beating her up than they would watch Floyd fight Tyson.
Yeah, which is fucking also insane. I had to piece up like Playboy Cardi.
Playboy Cardi.
He has me blocked on Instagram.
Why?
Because I hate him. I haven't liked his music at all. Probably we'll say at all. When Whole Lotta Red came out, everyone was saying it was gonna solidify him as the next Kanye, and I just didn't like that. I don't really even enjoy Kanye that much now. You have 10-year-olds, right? You're in the middle of an open field. You got a bat.
Oh, I know this question.
Yeah, goddamn right. Oh, I bet you have an answer. How many are you taking out?
All
yeah.
Day. Do they have weapons?
No.
All day, bro.
You have a baseball bat, and it's like old school video games where you break the bat and it immediately turns back. Like it just regenerates immediately. Like that bat will never break. Your fatigue's turned off. No injuries for you.
Fatigue's turned off. Yeah, if I tear my rotator cuff and just get murked.
Because like that first kid's getting like taught a lesson. Like he's gonna be made an example out of. Like,
what is the 10-year-olds even gonna do? Fucking walk up to me and talk about Pokemon? They don't know how to fight.
They're gonna try to tackle you and overpower you, and then once you get to the ground, they're just gonna start fucking stomping you out like a gang initiation. It's a bunch of fucking light up Skechers busting your ass. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been D.O.U.G Talks. Right now, what do you got to plug, my man? Where can we find you next?
We've been plugging it this whole time. Like, Barely Serious. It's all platforms, radio, everything. Next show in Austin is January 6th. The link. Just hit me up for the link if anybody wants to hit me up. And it's an open bar, $35 tickets, open bar. The last one was sold out, so get your tickets quick.
Oh, awesome, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for having me, man.
This has been
a lot of fun.
This has been an absolute dream. And my man, thank you so much for telling us a little bit about yourself and being on the first episode of D.O.U.G Talks.
It's
Please
been an honor,
be safe,
man.
my man.
Thank you.